I should have not come on here before I get my tea. Wow. Hey, I'm on here, you guys. I am on here, and today we are going to be talking about magnesium deficiency. I'm on here today, you guys. I want to come on here more often. I guess I'm in the vibe the last couple of days to be on here. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for some more people to hop back on here. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hi, thank you for coming on. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to be talking about magnesium deficiency and what causes magnesium deficiency. So I'm kind of glad you guys hopped on here. So when it comes to magnesium deficiency, one of the things that helps to deplete magnesium would be the stressors in our lives, whether we don't like our husbands or our wives, whether our work is stressful, whether our home is in turmoil, whether the commute back and forth, anything that creates chronic stress in our life depletes our magnesium. The second thing we're going to look at would be diuretics, which would be your coffee, your alcohol, even blood pressure medication. So all those things also create a lack of magnesium. Then of course we're going to look at diet or lifestyle in terms of if you are taking in a lot of processed foods, that also depletes the magnesium. But I think we're going to go into it a whole lot deeper so that you can understand the scope of magnesium deficiency. So one of the things that I'm seeing is depression. So depression is something that is due to lack of magnesium. When we are depressed, we go to the doctor, they give us these drugs. One of the things those drugs do is that it depletes our folic acid, it depletes the B12, and it depletes the B5. So now instead of going back to the basics of the magnesium, taking in more magnesium, going to the doctor and having your magnesium levels checked, we are given a pill, and this pill is actually doing more damage to the body in terms of it's pulling the folic acid, it's pulling the B12, it's pulling the B5. Another thing that's due to lack of magnesium is high blood pressure. High blood pressure, a lot of my clients, if they just take magnesium, I recommend topical magnesium. You can go to my website, I do have it. I recommend topical magnesiums. Here why. A lot of people are having a lot of gut issues, or they're having trouble digesting, and the amount of magnesium that you need, literally you would be on the toilet. And secondly, our body cannot process when we take in minerals and supplements. Our body can only process about 20 to 30% of that at one time. So that's why I promote topical magnesium. So with the blood pressure medication, it's a diuretic. Diuretic depletes your magnesium. So now you are taking a blood pressure medication for blood pressure, which you could have just increased your magnesium, topical magnesium, and now that can be the solution. Or you can also increase your salt, but not any type of salt. It would be the Celtic salt. First thing in the morning, hot water, you take a pinch, you put it in your water. So now we are taking blood pressure pills because of the deficiency of magnesium in the first place. That is creating a diuretic, which is depleting us even more. Then we have where we are having like cholesterol issues. A lot of times the cholesterol issues, elevated cholesterol issues, is also linked to magnesium deficiency. So we are taking all these things. Then we have like heart issues where they give us like, what's that? What is that? It's a W. I can't remember it, but whatever that thing is, sometimes they are giving us medications for heart conditions that depletes our vitamin K, which vitamin K promotes bone loss. So all this because of lack of magnesium. So we have to look at the mineral intake first before we start taking all these medications. So I wanted us to come on here and talk about this because I was supposed to be doing and to go live. No, I'm not inviting anybody to go on my live. This at the farmers market where I was going to talk about why minerals is important, and we didn't get a chance to, so I decided to come on here and talk about why minerals is important, why magnesium. You all may be having a lot of muscle cramps. Muscle cramps is one, lack of magnesium, but two, lack of salt and water. So there is something about when you do your magnesium with your salt, specifically Celtic salt, because it has the minerals that the body need, it does wonders for the body. The aches and the pain that we are having seems to disappear, because what you have to understand is that when you put on the magnesium topically, it goes and it helps to not only relax the nerve within the body, but it also helps to help the blood also to not be so restricted. It helps the blood to flow through. And by you doing that, and you taking in your salt water first thing in the morning, now with your magnesium and the salt water, it actually goes in and it helps the cells of the body. A lot of us are taking in water and it's just going straight through us. So when we start to hydrate the cells of the body, our body starts to respond differently. Our body is less achy. Our skin looks hydrated. We are able to withstand. I'm in California, you guys. I'm in a city called Lancaster, California. Temperatures here get up to 119. The highest I have been was 119. And I have been in that weather for 2 days. And I was okay because my cells of my body is hydrated. When your cells is hydrated, you notice that you go to the bathroom. Which one is topical? Let me show you. Hold on. So on my website, I have magnesium, and it's topical magnesium. This one have the shea butter and the cocoa butter. So it's actually a cream. And if you go on the Royal Womb, on royalwomb.com, you're gonna see it on there. So this is actually a cream, and I was introduced to this because 2 years ago I had to give up walking, and I would go walking. I was in Florida, and I remember having to call my sister, and she had to come pick me up because literally I felt like if I had taken one more step, the veins in my feet was going to burst. And when my mentor Heather turned me on to magnesium, I got my life back. I was like, how come this simple thing can change my life? And I walked to prove, because I like to be the person, to be the guinea pig. I walked 100,000 steps in 1 week to prove that this is what I actually needed. And my life changed from then on because I was so depleted. And when I went to the doctor, because I was having so much issues, they told me, yes, varicose veins does run in my family, that my varicose veins collapsed and they needed to do a surgery. So I walked away from a surgery of having to do a varicose vein surgery. And I'm so thankful that I listened to my first instinct and not follow through. So this is what saved me. And I would tell a lot of you guys that you may be having a lot of different health issues and trying to figure out what is going on. You may be having ankle pain, toe pain. You may be having spasms. You may be having sleep issues. You may be having heart palpitation issues. You may have a child that's ADHD. You may be having nerve issues. And when I left my job, I was actually, will it help with arthritis? Yes. I would say try the magnesium. I would say go to your health food store, get Celtic salt specifically, or any other salt that says that it's a mineral-based salt, and there's a whole difference with the salt. So there is the salt that is the cheap salt that our bodies cannot process, that's raising everybody's blood pressure. And there's the salt where they still go with their buckets and everything, and they get the salt and they process it naturally, and they catch the salt, they sit it out and allow it to dry naturally, and then they put it to market. So that salt will seem a little bit dirtier, but it will also seem a little bit more damp. That is the salt you need. When you put a pinch of that in your water first thing in the morning, warm water, first of all, it wouldn't have that saltish taste. But secondly, within a couple of days, you're going to see a difference with your body. So I would say start early in the morning, hot water, a pinch of salt. That's minerals. It goes in and it hydrates the cells. So if the cells are hydrated, now the cells can start to feed the bones. And once the bones are hydrated, now it gives it back to the body. The second thing you will notice is that your bathroom trips would be less. What it is I am telling you guys, you would never ever get it from a medical doctor, because 1, they don't know. 2, they choose not to know. 3, I was suffering myself and I had to figure out how it is I can fix this body that I am in. And once I started doing that, I noticed that yes, I may have to go to the bathroom, but it's not in a rush. Water is not going through me as fast as if I wasn't doing the salt intake. Another thing I noticed, that the temperatures, it's hot across the entire country. I would say across some parts of the world, because in my country, Trinidad and Tobago, they are complaining about the heat. But especially in California, where I am at, it's in the hundreds, and we've been like that for weeks. And I am able to go through and deal with the heat and the weather, because one of the things that I do is I keep my salt intake up first thing in the morning. Any type of plantar fascia is 1, lack of salt, 2, not enough water. So I'm going to tell you guys that if you're going to do the salt, you have to take in the water, because if we don't hydrate the cells, the body have nothing to work with. So the magnesium, which is an excellent, you don't have to get it from me, it's on my website, but any type of topical magnesium that you can get, and I put it on at least twice a day. For me, because I'm in the store, I have one in my bathroom. So every time I go to the loo, I put magnesium on me. Sometimes it is so bad that I have to get a scraper thing to scrape my hands because I use so much magnesium that it starts to affect my hands, but not in a bad way. It's just that it's starting to pull off the surface skin because I really do use it. I see a significant difference in my health, and I see a significant difference in my life, in my sleep pattern, you name it. I used to have they claim quote it was a frozen shoulder because I was driving buses. So what was happening is that when I left, once my hand couldn't go above here, otherwise I would feel the nerve pinch and I had to put my hand down. Literally, I can do all of this with both my hands and I don't have that issue. And one of the things that I use is the magnesium and I use the salt. So as I tell you guys, this is not medical. This is absolutely not medical. But what I'm saying is try it, because they are not talking about what the lack of magnesium. Magnesium have over 300 biofunctions within the body. And I want to try and bring up my notes on magnesium. I do have a download for magnesium. I'm going to see if I can find it and put it up there where I did the research on the benefits of magnesium. So I will find it. I have a thing on PayHip. So if you click the link in my bio and you go, I have an ebook. It's $4.99 and it's called Magnesium Life Essential, because it have so much that in order to get the body to start to run perfectly, magnesium is one of the things that we need. Any type of pain and discomfort over time, those things disappear. When it comes to allowing the body to circulate, magnesium is one of the things, because I was having a lot of circulation issues. So with the nerve endings being relaxed within the body, and I'm getting proper sleep, I'm drinking my warm water, I'm adding salt to my water first thing in the morning, I'm giving my body the ingredients that it needs in order for it to start to circulate. I see a lot of people, one of the ladies, Miss Diana, she's one of the volunteers at the market. Her fingers was so swollen, like she started to lose mobility. And I said, Miss Diana, you need salt. And it took me almost a month telling her about the salt. And then another lady who does holistic stuff, she saw her fingers and she told her, you need salt. And literally, Miss Diana, I saw her today, the swelling have gone down, but she also has the mobility back in her fingers, because they were telling her that I think she had neuropathy or something in her hands, whatever it is, but all up in this area for her, all this was all swollen. Her hands, everything was just swollen, and it was not good. And to see her now, a simple thing as just salt and magnesium and warm water, she was like, I know it's hot, but I'm still drinking my water, Miss Q. So they all call me Miss Q. And I am so thankful that I am leaving a good impression. People are listening, not only listening, but they are doing, and they are seeing the changes in their lives. Because I had to listen and I had to do. And I was like, why somebody did not tell me this 10 years ago or maybe 15 years ago, that a freaking bottle of cream would change me, would change my life, would change my body. Like, are you kidding me? A bag of salt that's like $8 would change how I feel throughout the day. That I can get up every morning and not have aches and pains. I can go through my day and wear shoes that I was unable to wear for maybe 4 or 5 years because I was swelling. I couldn't wear my rings. At the end of the day, I was just completely swollen. And why it is somebody didn't tell me this, why it is I'm going to my doctors and they cannot tell me, if it's like, oh, you having too much salt, and it's like, what the I'm not having any salt. I'm not. So what the hell is going on? And then it took one lady that's sitting all the way in Australia, one lady, to tell me, you need salt, you got too much alcohol, and you need magnesium. Those were the 3 things that was told to me. And I listened and I followed. And I saw an immediate relief within 24 hours. My mentor, Heather, she told me when I first talked to her, and I'm telling her, she was like, do me a favor. What type of butter? First of all, she asked, what type of butter you have in your fridge? I was like, oh, we use Kerrygold. She was like, oh, good. You got the good butter. What type of salt you have? Himalayan. She was like, throw it in the trash. And I'm like, what's up with this lady? You know, what's up with this blue eye lady? Like, but I needed a change. So I listened. She said, go get Celtic salt. When you get it, I want you to take a stick of butter, roll it in the salt, and I want you to cut a piece and put it in your mouth. It didn't taste good. It was disgusting. I did it. I drank warm water and I went to sleep. The next day, I got up and I went to ride my bike. But I noticed right away that my shoes slipped right into my foot. Normally, my shoes will go on and it will feel a little restricted. And I was like, are you serious? Some freaking salt, Celtic salt and butter did this? And I was like, okay. So I started buttering everything. I have eaten more butter in the last 18 months than I have eaten in the last 10 years. More butter and more salt. Then I noticed that I had shoes that were sitting for 5 years that I could not wear because my feet expanded, or if I did put it on, I couldn't be in it for more than an hour because my feet would start to swell. And I was like, this? And where is this information? How it is only a few people have this information. So I'm coming on here to tell you guys, minerals, not multivitamin, mineral is very important. Your salt, change your salt. Go to Celtic salt, which it's in a blue paper. It's blue. I can show you guys. Let me get it. I'm in the store so I can show you. This is the Celtic salt. Go get it. Start cooking with it. A pinch of this in your water. First thing in the morning, it's going to change your life. If you have sea salt, Himalayan salt, all that salt, throw it in the garbage because it's actually making you sick. And then what it is I also did with my Himalayan salt, I decided to see what's in this salt. And I got a glass of water, put the salt, stir it up, leave it overnight, and the next day it looked like mud. This, you stir, I put a pinch, you stir it, it disappears. You leave that water, you come back, it's in the water. There is nothing floating to the bottom. So I would tell you guys, if you are having any type of fascia, any type of issue, get the salt. If you are having joint pain, get the salt. If you are having a headache, get the salt. If you are dealing with dizziness, get the salt. It's the lack of salt that's triggering a lot of problems. If you are feeling depressed, put some salt in. Salt actually helps to stimulate the brain. The brain is connected to the kidney. So this is the salt that I'm telling everybody to go get. I do sell it at my store. I don't think I have it online, but I'm just here to share information. This salt, start using it first thing in the morning. Pinch, drink it down. You're gonna see your whole body change, all those aches and all those pains. Magnesium, it's on my website, but get topical magnesium. Is it the same? No, it's not. It is not the same as the pink salt. No, I started using this, and this is what worked for me. This is what my mentor Heather is in her 60s. She's a 40-something plus year acupuncturist. She went to school in the 70s, and with all my health issues that I was having, this is what she told me to go get. And this is what I've been using for the last 17 months. When I had a plantar fascia issue going on, I told her about it. She said to me, my salt was low, and I need to increase the salt and the water, and within 2 days, the plantar fascia issue that I was having disappeared. So for me, any type of aches, I learned to listen to my body, and that's my body saying, hey, my salt intake is low. I'll just go put a pinch and boost, especially now because we are in the summertime. We are moving around. We are sweating. We are doing all those stuff. I vend a lot, you guys. I just came from the farmer's market. So yeah, that's why I take in a whole lot more, and I will lose more also. So this magnesium, like it's gonna change your life, especially if you rub magnesium underneath your feet at night, like you would sleep. You rub it underneath the feet, you put it on the neck area down to the shoulders. You're gonna sleep like a baby. I tell people, most of my clients, they rub their entire body down. So you guys see how big I am, right? So one of these bottles lasts me about a month, and I put it everywhere on my body. So it doesn't matter where you get your magnesium from. Once it's topical and your body is able to absorb it, because there's a lot of brands out there. What it is I was noticing for me is I was getting a lot of itching. So this is the only one that doesn't do that for me, and that's the one that I carry in store. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just try and shoot it by me. I will do my best to answer. But head to your health food store. Head to the health food store, get magnesium. Don't get it don't get it to the one to ingest, because like I said, we have a lot of digestive issues, and we don't even realize that we are having digestive issues. When you go with the topical one, it bypasses the digestion. You put it on the skin, it goes through the biggest sucker of all things is the skin. So you put it on there, it goes straight in, and it does what it's supposed to do, like immediately. You know, when you digest, when you put stuff where you have to digest it, you know, you have to give it time to go through the whole process, and by the time it get through, it may not give you everything that you need. So if you are taking the oral magnesium, I say kudos to you, but I would also say go get the topical one and finish off the oral one and go with that. Like it's gonna save you a whole lot of mysteries when it comes to your health, because like I was saying, low magnesium is connected to elevated cholesterol levels. Then they turn around and put you on these drugs, these cholesterol drugs, which is linked to forgetfulness, so it's linked to Alzheimer's and depression. Then they turn around, if you are depressed, they give you another medication for that, which depletes your folic acid, depletes your B12, depletes your B5. Then if you having high blood pressure issue, now they give you a diuretic. And all those things are linked to one thing, magnesium. And if all you had to do was just dump the magnesium on you, a lot of these symptoms would start to disappear. Now, in the West, they don't promote cellular healing or allowing the body to do what it needs to do. In the West, they promote pills, they promote herbs. I do have a herbal shop. What it is, I tell my people, let me start throwing the magnesium at you. Let me start throwing the salt at you. Let me start throwing the vitamin C at you. Let me start doing the zinc, the silica, the selenium. Let's start to do that. And then we go to the herb. Because most times, if you are mineral deficient, the herb that you are taking would not be able to work the way in which it's supposed to, because you don't have the minerals to allow the body to start to turn over. And when I keep talking about the minerals, because the body is like a car. If we don't have the gas, the coolant, the oil, if we don't change the filters, we don't do the spark plugs, if we don't do all of that, that car is going to break down. The body is designed similar. We need those minerals in order for the body to keep turning. And I was mineral deficient for years. Years. My hands, I had to clip my fingernails. I'm now clipping my fingernails. I no longer go get them done, because that depletes a lot of your minerals when they put those chemicals and those, it's depleting a lot of stuff. So get to the minerals. If you have a multivitamin, kudos to you. I don't really take the multivitamin that I have in my store. Helps my multivitamin. Does liver. It helps to flush the liver, but it also helps to balance the blood sugar. So a lot of stuff that they are putting on us, the vitamin industry is $1 billion industry, and it don't work. I was down the rabbit hole. I can tell you it do not work, because when you reach my age and your body starts to break down and there is no explanation, and all they tell you, well, it comes with age, it's bullshit. It comes with, we are lacking the minerals that our body needs. To matter of fact, for me, most of my, if not all my supplements, you guys, well, minerals are liquid, and I have a mason jar, and I would start to drink from about 7 in the morning till about 12. And there's a reason for that. The reason being is that our body could only absorb maybe 20 to 30% of that mineral at one time. So every time I go to the bathroom, I sip. So that way I'm giving my body the time to absorb, because it discards. I drink. Every time I go to the loo, I drink. So by 1 o'clock, my 32-ounce jar is done with, and I know my body got the minerals that it needs. Like, for instance, zinc. So if I realize that my eyes are kind of irritated from the sun, or if it's windy, my eyes just get watery, I know that my zinc is very low. So I would go and double up right away. right away, especially if I had something that was sweet, any type of cake or anything that depletes your zinc. So I know, oh, my zinc is low, let me go re-up. So if you know what these minerals do for your body, and you are in tune and you are following and listening, you would know exactly which one. Okay, let me hit the zinc because I'm tearing in the eye. My hands are cold. You know what? I know what that is. You know, if we know what these minerals do, we are able to just re-up because we get depleted pretty quickly, because we have overhead toxins where they are spraying us all the time. We have all these wires that's all around us, the water, the food. So we get depleted on a daily basis. So you have to keep re-ing up. So yeah, so I just wanted us to come on and talk about the two most important minerals that you guys need, like the salt and the magnesium. If you guys don't do nothing else, those two, and you're going to see your health and your life change. Like all those aches and those pains and everything else, the sleep deprivation, the joint pain, the degeneration, all those things are lack of salt within the cells of the body. If the cells are not hydrated, the joints are not going to be hydrated. So of course you're going to have degenerative, because there is nothing to rehydrate. And the only things that can rehydrate the bone, Celtic salt or any type of mineral based salt that you spend real money on, not the dollar store salt, or not the salt that you can buy 5 pounds at Costco for $5. No, you gotta spend your money. Like this bag would probably cost you $8-9 for a little half a pound bag. That's when you know you haven't real. And then you have your magnesium. A lot of us they promoting calcium, but it's actually magnesium. You want to build your bones, you don't want to have bone density loss, check out the magnesium. Like it's way deeper than they are telling us. It's way deeper that they want us to know. They tell us, okay, milk you're not having milk and you need the calcium, so here's the calcium pill. Bullshit. You take the magnesium, there's not going to be no bone density, nothing lost. There's not going to be no joint pain, no aches, no none of that stuff. So that's my take for you guys. Like re-up on the magnesium. Start to take your salt, start to take butter, especially for my ladies who are in their late 40s, transitioning out like me. Like our thyroid loves salt, our thyroid love butter. And if you want to be sane and you don't want people to say that you a crazy bitch on steroids, increase your salt and increase your butter and increase your water, and you're going to see that you're going to be like a normal woman. You're going to be stable. You wouldn't feel like you are losing your mind. You wouldn't feel like that you want to break down for everything, because you are feeding your body what it needs. This thyroid is connected to so much for us women that are transitioning out of here, that we need to feed that thyroid. We need to keep that T4 activated. We need to keep that T3 activated. And the only thing that works for us, and please don't go on no diet, because that's the worst thing you can do as a woman that's transitioning out of menopause. You'll be emotionally unstable. So increase the salt, increase the butter, increase the water, and you're going to see your life change. I saw my life change. I had to get off of all what they were telling me was the right thing to do, and I was like, it was not working. I felt like if I was a crazy bitch on steroids and on skates. And if I saw the difference in my life, I'm just saying, for you, just try it. What the hell? If it don't work, it don't work. But I guarantee you that once you try it, you'll be like, well, damn. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, I am gonna come off this live. I appreciate, let me check the feed to make sure that I don't have any questions. So I did answer the one for the arthritis. The pink salt, I'm not sure what pink salt, but if you are talking about the pink Himalayan, absolutely not. If you have pink Himalayan, like my mentor told me, put it in the trash. I have been using pink Himalayan for all these years, and it didn't work for me. I was swelling like no tomorrow. I had to give up my shoes, my rings. I used to look like a watermelon. So yeah, if you're using pink Himalayan, get rid of it. Please, get rid of that salt. It is no good. What's the best topical magnesium? The one that I sell. Go on my website. The one that I sell. Go on my website. Click the link in my bio. It will take you to the magnesium. So yeah, go over there. royalwomb.com. Of course, I gotta promote my business. I gotta promote me, and mine's is the best. It changed my life. It changed a lot of my clients' lives who were having sleep problems, who were having children, a child with ADHD. You know, they were able to get that child a little bit more under control, especially if you have a child that has like a lot of outbursts and stuff like that. So yeah. So I guess I answered all three. I had like 3 or 4 questions in here, but the pink salt, throw that out. If you have any pink salt, let me find a brand. I know that there's a brand for salt. Let me find the other brand because I also like that brand. Let me see something. I don't know what happened. Let me find that brand of salt. It's red something. I can't remember. Salt. S-A-L-T, salt. Let me see if I can find it, and I can tell you guys if you don't get the Celtic salt. It's called the Real Red Salt. This is also a good brand. So if you want to get, so this salt, a 26-ounce pouch, which is a little over a pound, it's gonna cost you like $14. 26 ounce. I want to show you the brand. This is also a good brand. So if you don't get the Celtic, this Real Salt by Redmond, they are also good too. It helps with a lot. Like, I really promote this brand, the Redmond Life. Go get it. It's unrefined, so you have the minerals, and it's mined in the US. I haven't actually had that particular salt, but I know of people who are using it, and they are having phenomenal results with that salt. So if you can't find the Celtic and they have the Redmond brand of salt, go for that one too. Yeah. If you guys have any other questions, you know, just drop it in the comments, and I would try and answer it to the best of my abilities. But increase your salt, like especially now with this heat that we are having. Like, it is so imperative that we stay hydrated, and it's a natural hydrator too. You know what I mean? So we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our body. I'm trying to find some more stuff. So I just found this doctor, and he is saying that one of the biggest things that the magnesium does, it helps with stress, because it relaxes the nerve endings within the body. So look into it. Look into it. Please look into it. You wouldn't be disappointed. So I appreciate everybody who came on here. I have to go. I'm in the shop today. Normally on a Saturday I'm off, but yeah. So I just found this thing that I'm also working on. So if you are feeling dizzy, do a pinch of the salt. I got 3 messages. Let me see what's going on. What are these 3 messages? If you are feeling dizzy, do some salt. If you have like no energy, instead of reaching for those crazy energy drinks, do a pinch of the Celtic salt. But if you guys listen to me and do it first thing in the morning, you wouldn't have those issues. If you have headache, do a pinch of salt. Brain fog, do a pinch of salt. You know, if you can't focus, do a pinch of the salt. But once again, it goes back. If you take it early in the morning, first thing when you wake up, a cup of hot water, as you can take it with your pinch of salt, you wouldn't have to worry about all those things that I just named. And all those things are due to a lack of salt, because we are 1/3 salt. And if we don't have enough, things start to happen. So I appreciate you guys. I gotta go do some stuff here now. As a matter of fact, I'm tired, so I think I'm gonna take a nap before, or I'll take a little snooze eye whilst there's nobody in the shop. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys, and love, peace, increase. Today was the end of Farmers Market Week, so I hope you guys was able to go to the farmers market and really support the local farmer. But not only support the local farmer, what it is I see is that when you go to the farmers market and you start to get your food, you notice that, one, there are certain things that's just not in season that you're gonna find at the big supermarkets. That's one. 2, you would get the taste of the food. Like some lettuces are so bitter, like some cantaloupes that they have out now, like you can go in the market and you walk in and you can smell cantaloupes. I go in the produce department in the store and I be like, what the hell? Like they had guava at Costco, you guys. And this one lady, she was going to pick it up, and me being me, I walked up and I put my whole nose in the box and I'm like, and I was like, do you not notice that this guava have no smell? And she was like, you are right. I said, did you grow up with guava? She was like, yeah. I said, what happened when they have guava inside the house? What happened? She was like, the whole place smell. I said, put your nose. Do you smell anything? No. All who was going to get guava at Costco, nobody picked it up that day because they was like, this don't have no smell. Yeah. So stop going and picking up them stuff. If you put your nose and you can't smell nothing, don't buy it. Like, don't buy it, because they're giving you all genetically modified food that was developed by a lab coat. So yeah, go. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but remember, the farmer got to get paid. They drive there sometimes. A lot of them drive 2 and 3 hours to bring food to the community. So go support the farmer. Go learn what's in season. Like apples are slowly coming back in now. So the apples, they look really good. I don't like the fact that it's not as sandy because it's not the season yet, but it's slowly coming in. Watermelon is leaving, so I wouldn't be having watermelon juice pretty soon. So the pomegranates and stuff is starting to come in. I do have, I think that's a nectarine or a peach tree in my backyard. It is still hard. So when those things start to come in, I'll be making like juice out of those things. So go learn what's in season and how you can eat within the season, and you would get more nutrient dense intake of your food, your fruits and your vegetables, and you will see that your fruits and vegetables actually last. Like, if that farmer is truly ethical, and the ones that I deal with are, you would see your fruits and vegetables last for 2 weeks. And Heather just sent, I noticed someone advertising cooking in an aluminum. So I guess something is going on where she's talking about aluminum. So maybe I'll come on and talk about that next time. But I learned so much from this woman. But yeah, so go to the market, please. Start going to the market, save some money. You owe your body. If you have $100,000 job, take 10% of that 100,000 and give it to your body. You owe your body that much because it gives you what you need to be able to go and make that 100,000. So put in quality. If you are a mom or a caregiver like I am, you got to put in quality in order to sustain all what we have going on, because us as women, we wear many hats and we need to be stable here. And in order to be stable here, we have to have quality nutrition. We have to give our body what it needs. And it starts with what it is we put in our mouth first thing in the morning: warm water, Celtic salt, what we put in our body the last thing before we go lay down, Celtic salt, what we put on once we take our bath, our magnesium. All those things are so important in order for us to keep up with all these things that we have to do throughout the day. We are moms, we are aunties, we are sisters, we are bosses, we are entrepreneurs, we are caregivers, you name it, we are doing it. And we have to be stable in order to function and keep up and juggle all these balls. So I appreciate you guys. I have been talking for a minute. I came on here with no water, and that's a no-no. So I gotta go because I'm hearing my voice a little bit raspy. So love, peace, increase, and thank you.